Yes. What is up, everybody? Happy Friday. Today, I'm bringing into the studio from her own office
Woo-hoo.
the Lauren Oxley.
Hey,
Lauren, how's your morning this morning?
good. Thanks for having me, Caitlin. I'm so excited. Is this our first time, just you and me?
Yes.
Yes. Let's go. I feel like
Like,
this week we were both like pumped to talk about this. We had like things happening and we were like, we should get on and talk about this together.
mhm. I know. I was even thinking about it. I was laughing because I'm like, I know Ant in his mind was probably like, don't just get to talking and get off topic. He didn't say that, but I know you and I would just start gabbing.
Yeah, right.
So today we're going to be talking about, of course, you saw it on the thumbnail, the weight loss roller coaster. So what happens when we, start our fitness and health journey? We're seeing so much progress, and then all of a sudden it's like we hit this brick wall, and what do we do?
Yeah.
What happens? And I would love for you right now. I want for you to talk about for you your own journey with fitness and health, and especially being a mom,
Yeah.
having two kids. Like, what has that looked like for you?
Yeah. Yeah. I love this analogy because it has been for me a roller coaster in my own journey. And it has been for a lot of my clients that I work with. It literally twists and turns. And it's like you're excited to start on a journey and you're excited to see change. Like you are on a roller coaster when you first like get in, right? And you're like,
Yeah.
buckle up, let's go. Like I know this is gonna be hard, but I'm ready for it. And then all of a sudden halfway through, you're like, oh my God, this is hard and scary and like, and you want to get off maybe sometimes, right?
Right. You see, like, when you go to Six Flags and you see how many twists and turns there are, and it goes upside down, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah. You like surprises. You didn't know it was going to corkscrew all of a sudden or whatever. And like that literally is, like a journey, like a fitness and nutrition journey. And so, yeah, to answer your question, kind of for my own self, I felt like I had my nutrition and my fitness all figured out kind of before kids. Like I had played college soccer. I was always super active and never really had to focus on like how much I was moving because I was just constantly always able to move. I didn't have very many distractions in life, besides
Right.
becoming a business owner. And I felt like I was at a stage in my like 20s and everything where hormones were stable. There weren't too many fluctuations in like my cycle or anything like that. And things were just sort of consistent. And we were rocking and rolling and I could kind of like just eat whatever in a way and like be pretty fit.
Yeah.
And then had Leo, baby number one, and that was definitely a curveball and a learning curve of how to stabilize my hormones, what foods to eat, to help get my metabolism back in like a burning state. And I definitely struggled for a while, like not knowing what to do and being frustrated that I had the education, but like I was struggling to apply it.
Yeah, but it's not even the education. It's like your body changed so much. You're doing all the deep core work. You can't lift like you used to. I mean, I bet that was. I mean, I watched you after. I mean, really with both afterwards, Mia especially, just how like you're so intentional with how you warm up, the movements that you're doing, the modifications. So like,
Yeah.
so what happened now? Like you get back to that spot after Leo. I mean, you were back in the gym with us, I remember. And then all of a sudden it's like, boom, here comes Mia, baby number two. How has it been since, having a second child?
Yeah, it was harder, like it was my body kind of carried weight a little bit differently with Mia, and I held on to fat longer. I feel like in my postpartum period, and she's 3 years old, and I feel like, I was able to make progress in getting my body back. But I feel like it's only just been this year that I've really sort of felt at my most confident in my postpartum body. And it has just taken steps, like at a time, and patience and consistency and like being okay with like maybe not being perfect all the time, because that's where my mental state was. Like I wasn't in a place at certain points in my journey where I could be perfect. And
Yeah.
that was okay, and I think that's what I I tell a lot of my clients too, that like, if you're not in a place where you can literally, make sure you're sleeping well, make sure your stress is low, like, dial in all the things that you need to
Mm-hmm.
be as good as possible. Like, it's gonna be a slow, steady journey,
Right. And it's like you said, though, you were a college athlete. You could eat whatever you want. Your body worked a certain way. And we get a lot of people that join our gym and, clients that we work with. And one thing they always say when I'm like, all right, well, tell me about yourself. And one of the first things they're like, well, I used to lift and I used to play ball and I used to do all of these things. And it's like, okay, well, we're older now.
Yeah.
So a lot of things have changed.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like things that you don't even realize are going to impact you. Like I'm pushing 40 now too. So not only am I like recovering from having a second child, but I'm figuring out my new body, headed into perimenopause. Estrogen levels are dropping. So like fat is sticking on in certain spots that I'm not used to it sticking on,
Mm-hmm.
and so we're all in this together. It's not about, being perfect. And I've definitely not been perfect in my journey, but I like to think that I've learned a lot and that I have a lot to bring to help other people. And I like to have balance in my life, right? And so it's like I'm in a season right now where I'm signed up for a triathlon and it's go time. So I am trying to be as perfect as possible because I want to cross that finish line and feel really, really good.
You're going to crush that finish line. What are you talking about? Not cross. You're going to crush that finish line.
Postpartum PR coming soon.
Let's go. Let's go. But one thing that, you talked about how you've had this knowledge. From everything that you've done in the past, you had this knowledge. And when people come to us and they join Oxfit, a lot of them have never either stepped foot in a gym. They've never done anything nutritionally. They haven't ever really put their body through this uncomfortable new phase of life because, maybe they did things when they were younger. Because I feel like a majority of people play sports when they're young, but like not as an adult. We're not as active. And especially with how, the world is now, we're all just sitting around working on computers, not getting outside, staying inside. And so a lot of people, they come in and they start working out and they start, eating better and they see all this loss and all these gains and it's so exciting.
Yeah.
And so when you hit that plateau, it's like, oh my God, what happens next? And so like for you have your clients and you mainly are working with moms. Mm-hmm. Like what's the kind of conversation that you're having with them when they come to you with this, with this realization? They're like, oh, well, I feel like I haven't lost any weight. Like, what do you say?
Yeah. Oh, that's such a good question. So, I firstly try to just like empathize and say, yeah, this is hard. Like this journey is hard. If it was easy, everyone would be on it and not everyone is on it. Right. And then I try to just reflect on my own experience too. Like, we don't have to be perfect. This is a journey, and provide a little bit of guidance because not everyone comes into your point with background knowledge and experience from being an athlete or having studied like nutrition and exercise. So, a little bit of the why behind what we do and how your body adapts. So, we typically start with women. I know, I mostly coach women. I know you coach women and men, but like we typically start with like 4 weeks or a month of like a detox phase where we're following either like a paleo, a Whole30 program, where we're really focusing on just eating clean, whole foods. Mm-hmm. And, I feel like people sign up for that phase. They jump in, they're excited, and they see results quickly because, their body is going, oh, wow, you're feeding me with all of a sudden really good, clean, whole foods. And I like this. I want this. And they start to shed water weight. They start to shed inflammation and, their energy levels pick up. But that's not going to just continue that way, right? Mm-hmm. Or I suppose it's not just, if you're on a scale, it's not just going to continue going down.
Yeah.
You're going to hit that plateau. And what that is actually a good sign. It's your body going, thank you. You're giving me good food. I'm going to recalibrate now.
Right. Yep.
I'm going to adjust and I'm going to kind of reset. And now we're going to have to kind of figure out how we're going to keep going. And I'm going to test you. Are you going to keep that foot on the gas pedal? Are you going to keep going? Are you going to keep dialing in things to make me feel better, you know? And so some of it's like education. Of course, some of it's like empathy too. And then, and just recognizing that, hell yeah, this is hard, you know? And then what can we do next? You know? So it's like, what can we do next is stay consistent, right? And that next wave of progress will come. And typically we start to layer in, right? Like counting maybe some macronutrients, setting a protein goal, looking at like the timing of when you're eating your food, and then all the intangibles too, Caitlin, right? Like actually, are you hitting a plateau because your stress is high? You got a new job, going through a life change that's like raising your cortisol levels. You know, so we may need to work on like going for meditative walks and trying to bring those cortisol levels back down so that we can find the space to make more changes in your body.
And that's the thing, is everything that you've just said is because you're working one-on-one with someone. Because imagine you're somebody who you set this goal, right? You set this huge goal of wanting to lose all this weight, get fit. Maybe you just want to get jacked and you're trying to lose a little bit of weight, or you're just getting back into the gym after having a kid, right? So you set this goal, but it's kind of like, how are you going to, especially when you get to that point of hitting that plateau, how do you keep going? Because what habits have you created? What's your motivation? Because when I was looking it up, you know, to get ready for this podcast with you, some numbers really struck, like they hit me really hard. So it was like, people make this goal. 23% quit within the first week. Oof. So they set a fitness goal, 23% quit in the first week. And then 43% quit by the end of the first month.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah. That's when the plateau really strikes.
Exactly. Right. And so that's why, you know, with our one-on-one coaching program that we have, you know, like I said, you're working mainly with the moms. You've got Ant working with, you know, businessmen or people who own business. And then Savannah and I kind of, you know, we work with both men and women. Right. And, you know, yes, men and women are both different body types, of course, hormones, stress, just how our body handles everything. But the way our system works, especially one-on-one coaching, it helps you create those new habits that are sustainable. And that's what I tell people all the time. It's not about restriction. It's about being flexible to be sustainable. Yeah. Because if you're not flexible and have too much restriction, there's no way we can continue to carry on something that maybe we stop working together after a few months. But have you created those habits that are sustainable, that without someone holding you accountable, that you can stick with them?
Absolutely.
Right. And it's like, I know I had a conversation with one of my clients, one of my guy clients the other day, and it was like perfect timing because we were talking about this. Yeah. He asked me, he was like, I was like, hey, how are you doing? After class, we were catching up. And he was like, I just feel like I'm not really seeing the results that I was seeing when we first started the program. And I had to remind him, I'm like, dude, it's only been 6 weeks. You've lost almost 20 pounds. That was the biggest thing. But now, like you said, your body's recalibrating. Yeah. And so it's like, we have to find now what's going to work for your body, in the sense of, okay, you've lost all the inflammation. You've lost all that water weight. And now your body, you're getting stronger and more muscle. So now it's like muscle and fat are just going back and forth. And that's why you can't trust the scale. Yeah. And just like Ant just chimed in a little bit, and stress is a habit killer and good habits kill stress.
Totally.
I love that. That's so good.
Okay. Knowledge drop.
Right. But I really, right. Like mic drop. Just come in, drop the mic real quick, exit.
Yeah. We got viewers. Look at this.
It's true though, because when you get in our program, like I have my 5 a.m. class, and these people start coming, they come to 5 a.m. They set themselves up for success for the day. They get a good workout and they eat breakfast. Then they go to work. They have all the tools that they need throughout the day to then eat on a schedule or eat their certain macros. And so it's just like you're going up, like on that roller coaster. You're just on the up.
Yeah.
And of course, there's the downs when it's like you're stressed, you're on your cycle,
Mm.
you feel like life is hitting you real hard. And it's like, but the thing is even during those times, with the coaching that you've gotten, you're able to create those sustainable habits.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I love that you touched on that. Wow. I can't believe that statistic, 43%.
Right.
But I mean, but it makes sense. And that's why it pays to have a coach. Like
Mhm.
I have a coach, you have a coach, right? You know,
Yep.
just because we might have a little bit more of that knowledge and experience, it doesn't mean that we also don't need someone to check in on us and hold us accountable because yeah, it's hard sometimes to take a step back and look at as well, like the non-scale victories, which is what, you know, I try to do a
Mhm.
lot with my clients when we do hit that little bit of a plateau, like you did with yours, where it's like, okay, maybe that scale hasn't moved a ton lately, but like what are the wins that we're still getting, you know? And I will have them reflect on like how is your mood improved since we started working together, and your energy levels? Are you having that afternoon crash in the middle of the day that you used to have when you weren't fueling yourself with enough food, you know? Even just like the strength and fitness gains too, people you know, don't celebrate enough as well. So, and yeah, just keep that foot on the pedal, and then that next wave of progress will come. And
Mhm.
like be gentle with yourself, give yourself grace,
Yes.
keep going, you know, and that's what we're here for, is to help educate you on the why behind these things,
Mhm.
because there is some science behind here. There is like if you're literally in perimenopause, if you're in, you know, like the luteal phase or follicular phase of your cycle, like you're not going to be at peak fitness. I'm terrified because I might be in that phase going into my triathlon. And I'm like,
We're hoping not. We're hoping not.
yeah, but like literally your hunger hormones are like
Mhm.
suppressed, and so you're less likely to feel full during certain times of the month when your hormones fluctuate.
Yeah.
But if you know that, you can kind of prep for that and sort of fill yourself up with better quality protein and carbs, so then
Mhm.
you're less likely to go in that hidden snack drawer that we all have in our
Yeah.
house.
I just throw things away because I'm gonna get in there, so I gotta throw them away.
Yeah, let's be real. I need it out of sight, out of mind, because otherwise I'm dipping in that snack drawer if I'm on my period.
Especially if there's chocolate in there.
And that's it. It's like it's a real journey. We're real, like we do this too, you know. And so just reminding people of that. And I think the biggest key too is like rebounding. How quickly can you rebound from this, you know, like plateau or weekend slip up, or you know, bar of chocolate on Friday night or whatever it was, you know, rather than letting it turn into, you know, 5 more slip ups over
Right.
the span of the next week. Like,
Well, that's the thing though, is like you said, it's just, not going into that drawer, but also giving yourself grace, because a lot of times people are like, oh, I just was bad on the weekend, or I just had a day and I ate whatever. That's okay,
yeah,
because you have been, one day is not going to ruin the progress that you've made over 6 months.
yeah,
One bad weekend isn't going to ruin, you know, all this effort that you've put in.
yeah,
But it's also because I like to tell people, especially my ladies, and when it comes to that time of month, I'm like, if you have a craving, just honor that craving.
yeah,
Eat it. Like, you work hard, you're doing the work all the time. And it's okay if you want to eat that, that big thing of ice cream, just do it.
yeah,
Like, you've
yeah,
got to, because what's going to happen is if you don't eat it, you're going to keep thinking about it. And then what's going to happen is it's going to be another slip up, another day. And then it's going to happen again and
yeah.
again and
Turning
again.
binge fest.
Right. And I
Yeah.
mean, I can relate to that because I do love a good binge.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I can't lie. And so like, and that's what, when just like we were preaching, you have to give yourself grace, because not every day, like you said, is going to be perfect.
Yeah.
And we're not perfect. And trying to think that you are perfect and that you're going to hit 100% every single day isn't the right mentality to actually achieving your goal.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of this is mindset,
Mhm.
a lot of this is working on how you see food, the relationship you have with food and yourself. And like setting a goal and failing, like if you don't hit it right away, do you just stop, or do you go, okay, I need to change something here? And so sometimes with my clients, it's like if we see a ton of success and then all of a sudden we can't quite get out of that plateau, just by keeping the foot on the gas pedal and doing what we're doing, then we need to maybe switch things up a little bit. And it's like, go back to basics. Like maybe let's not count a full set of macros. Let's just go back to eating a paleo style diet, throw the food scale out for a little while, you know. Maybe it's just we're focusing on sleep quality and hydration. And it's all about the habit stacking you were mentioning, right? Like let's take it back, get a good habit going for a week, layer on another habit for another week, you know, and then we can add some more complexities as we start to feel like we're building that momentum again. Because momentum is an amazing thing. Like layering on those good days makes you less likely to go into the snack drawer because you've seen so much, you know, success. So.
Right. And I mean, I'd be lying, especially as a coach, if I said that I'm perfect every day. Like that, it just doesn't work like that. Because I mean, there was one day last week I was telling Savannah I was tired of chewing. Like I'm so tired of eating all this protein and all these carbs, getting ready for competition. But what I've created is my routines and my habits. And so, you know what, maybe that day I am tired of chewing. And you know what, I just don't really eat as much as I should that day. But the next day, it's a new day. Right. And one thing that we like to do, especially, you know, with the men, and it's just like Ant is saying right here, is that we choose one day a week. So like, I know Ant is my coach, and in the past we've done fast and feast days. So one day I eat whatever I want all day. And then the next day I fast, or we have kind of intermittent fasting as well, because maintaining in the long run, trying to maintain something every hour of every single day is really setting unrealistic goals. And that's what happens when people end up quitting. Because they just set an unrealistic goal. So, because what it is like you've set this goal, and it's a pretty lofty goal, but it's achievable, right? And so you set this goal, but then you're just working towards this goal. Like you're not actually creating smaller goals along the way. You're not creating sustainable habits along the way. So what happens is you have this huge goal, and within the first 2 weeks, you see either no progress, or, you know, you've slipped up, you don't do it the way you want it to do. You're like, well, what's the point? You know, I give up. Right. And a lot of times, because people are also so scared to fail, that they just end up quitting anyway, because they're either worried about what other people are thinking about them. Because, you know, I know, you know, this, that I tell someone that, oh, I'm, you know, only eating this way, or I'm working out this many days a week. And they're like, why? Why are you doing that? They'll be like, it sounds awful. And then what's crazy is I could be like, oh my gosh, I went out last night, I had some drinks, I partied, I'm so hungover. And people are like, oh my God, tell me more. That's so exciting. That's so much fun. But
people don't want to be put out of their comfort zone or challenged. You know, I mean, not everybody, right? Like people at OxFit do, but it's not for everyone.
No. And that's why when you work with a coach, and on our workbook that we have, that we give everyone, we ask them, what are your goals? And on there, we find goals, and we start small. It's like you said, we start with small habits and small goals to hit, because like you said, it's not about, you know, sometimes we have to scale back. Maybe we just eat clean instead of tracking our macros. Right. And so we take small actionable steps to start moving towards our goal. You want to get to bed earlier? Okay, we'll set that as a goal. You want to not scroll before bed? We can set that as a goal. Those are super easy, attainable goals that'll help you in your progress towards being healthier, being, you know, getting more sleep. So then you can wake up early, go to the gym, and actually work towards your goal.
That's so good. We are very goal oriented, and I like to push people to revisit their why. You know, whether it's like a specific goal around a number on the scale, or, you know, competition, or, you know, a pant size or whatever, it's great to get that information and then have people revisit it, because it can get lost when it starts to get hard.
Yeah.
People can start to just give in easily. But yeah, like a tip is, that I'll use is, and I think this is something that we all share, is like journaling, right?
Yes.
And journaling and like saying 3 things that you're grateful for, talking about your goal, like put it on a Post-it note somewhere, around your house, on your mirror, on your fridge or whatever. And just keep reminding yourself of the why you're doing this, whether it's to be a good example for your kids and your family, or, to help a parent, or motivate a friend that's not well, or whatever it is. Like the why and the goal will, in the hard times, help pick you up and keep you motivated. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. And so like when I think about our clients and when I think about our OxFit coaching program and why people should do it, and they're just coming into the gym, and that's because I know from experience, not only my own experience, but the experience that we have had, that you can't do it alone.
Yeah.
Like we have our team, we work out together every day. We hold each other accountable, whether it's through business, what we're doing in our business together at OxFit, whether it's in our personal lives, and then in our fitness, goals as well. Because when we have our goal setting meetings, what do? We set business goals, personal goals, and fitness goals.
Yep.
Right. And so with our coaching program, what I feel like the ways that we help people really kind of like, if I had to list them out, if I had to think about it, it would be creating new habits, focusing on the smaller habits and not just the big goal. And then also tracking your progress. So you've set your goals. We give you the workbook. You're checking it off every day. You're filling stuff out. You're logging your food. So now then we can track things and celebrate along the way, celebrate the small wins, being like, oh my God, you ate, over 150 grams of protein all week. I knew you were struggling with that before. Look how great you did this week. And then also, we have baseline week and test week. So that goes into it as well.
Yeah.
And then the biggest one is accountability. Yeah. So you have us as a coach. Not only do you have us as a coach, you also have the people here at the gym in the community. They're going to be like, where were you at? Where were you? Like, haven't seen you in a minute. So happy to have you here. And it's just this big family while we're all trying to work together to achieve our goals.
Yep. Yeah. There's a methodology to it. Right.
Yes, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Not to jump in, but yeah, there's a framework, and like we have a templated approach that we know works, and it's personalized because, like you said, we need to know your goal, what motivates you, and how you best receive motivation, and how you work, right? Are we all in? Or are we like 80-20? Like, what are we doing here? And then we'll create the plan for you. And it's fitness, nutrition, and accountability. And, we guarantee results. If you can literally follow what we do, what we tell you to do 80% of the time or more, you will move the needle on that goal, and whether it's the long-term goal of 12 to 18 months that we're working on right now, or it's those small milestone steps that we're going to tackle one at a time, like, we will customize the plan for you and what you need. And we have plenty of experience in understanding plateaus and the hormone changes and shifts with your guy, or a lady, in perimenopause, menopause, postpartum, whatever life stage, we have an amazing team of coaches that are ready to, dive in and give you like our full attention and full effort in making your goals happen.
Right. And that's what I find to be so beautiful just about OxFit in itself. It's like, even if say, oh, look at Heather. Hold on. Heather's coming in right now. We love Heather.
Yeah, we do.
She says, you guys rock, in it for the long. Let's go. Let's go. We just started,
so proud of her journey.
We just started following each other on Instagram. So.
Ooh, friendly. I love that.
I love that. But it's like, because we do have a lot of people, their first step, that maybe the coaching program seems daunting, because they're like, this is new to me. I've never done anything like this. That's okay, because we do get a lot of people that join the gym and eventually they're like, I'm ready to take that next step.
Right.
Because once again, habits. you've never done anything like this, the first thing is getting your foot through that door and coming 3 to 4 times a week. Because there are people, I'd probably say that, I'm one of those people. I have a couple clients that are like that they're just so all in that they can do all the things. They can track their food, do nutrition, work out 3 or 4 times a week, get good sleep, take their vitamins and supplements. But not everybody is like that.
No. Yeah. Not everyone's in a stage where they can. Some people are buying houses, changing careers, have a sick mom or dad that they're taking care of, or whatever it might be. So yeah, we'll meet you where you're at. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And then you come in, you're working out 3 to 4 times a week. You get to, meet everybody who comes here, how caring and loving and supportive just the athletes are. It's not even just the coaches.
Yeah.
The people that they, there we go and we have grub club and eat together, once a month, or we have we went to a bunch of them went to a 7 a.m. Dinner one night.
Yeah.
You're building more than what you initially thought you were going to do. Like, you've set a goal first and you're like, I'm just going to go to the gym, but now you're making friends. Yeah. You're setting new goals. You see other people, because we do cool stuff outside the gym. You said, you're doing a triathlon. Tell everyone who's doing this triathlon. It's a group of what?
Oh yeah, we've got a group of moms doing this triathlon, and it is not easy to train for a triathlon.
No, not with kids.
Time consuming. You have to have a lot of stuff. You have to dedicate a lot of time, but I think we would all agree. I mean, I'll speak for myself. I'm sure my team can also share, their commonalities here, but I feel like setting this big goal, this big scary goal, has made me a better mom and wife, and just I'm investing in myself, so I show up energized and fulfilled and excited because I'm doing something for myself that's really fun, that I want to do, that is making me better. I'm feeling more confident in my body. It's helped me lose, that last 5-10 pounds of sticky postpartum weight. So I'm feeling great. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling energized, and I'm ready to tackle something that's a little scary, which is a huge adrenaline rush, So yeah, I'm so proud of the moms that have come on board with me. The fitness is great, but shout out to Girls Night Out. Yes, Laura. Exactly. You get an amazing community out of it as well, right? So yeah, I'm excited to see our moms community and Oxfit in general just continue to grow, and what the things that we can accomplish together and do together. It's just really amazing and inspiring.
So, and we've spent this, I told you and I can be talking. We're already over 30 minutes. I love that. But so with everything that we talked about with, creating new habits, accountability, working towards this goal, if you had a quick 1 or 2 sentences, maybe something you say to yourself or something that you always say to other people about when they say they're hesitant or unsure about either joining the gym or joining the coaching program, what would you say to that person that they're watching right now and they're unsure? What would you say?
Yeah. Well, it's actually something that has been said to me by a client that I've worked with. Okay. And it's, don't wait until the end of the year when you wish you had started and you look back and you go, oh man, had I just gotten going, I would already feel more confident, feel more proud of myself, feel energized and feel good in my clothes and in my body, know? So yeah, don't wait. If you want it, write down your why, journal it out, understand why you want to do it, get to the deep root cause of who are you doing it for, and oftentimes it's, to be an example, if you're a mom, for your family, to show your kids how, their mom can accomplish big things too, and lead by example. And so, yeah, whatever the why is, write that down and then just get started.
Yeah.
Coach, like you mentioned, write the big scary goal down so we know and but then let's break it down. We will help you, so that it's in small little milestone steps that we can celebrate success along your journey and just stay on the road.
Yeah. And like I said, just to go over what we said, We focus on habits, not just the goal.
Yeah.
We track our progress and we celebrate wins.
Yeah.
We use the gym, we use our fitness friends, we use our coach as accountability, and we learn it's okay to fail, and we learn from the setbacks.
Absolutely.
Right?
Buckle up, because it's a ride and we're on it. We're on the journey with you, you know.
I know, right?
Twist and
I got the whole thing on, you know, but and you know, it's just, I love that your client said that, because the one thing that I always tell people is like, with our coaching program, give us 100 days. That's all we need. And 100 days are going to pass anyway. So why not spend those 100 days becoming the absolute best version, the healthiest version, the, you know, just the best absolute version of yourself that you want and you could imagine, because all you're going to keep doing is doing the same thing over and over again and expect different results.
Yeah, exactly. And there's always a reason why you shouldn't start. There's always going to be a trip, a work trip, a night out, whatever it is. So why not just start now and learn how to keep results and see success while those curveballs get thrown at you? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Lauren, I have loved our time together. We should do this again.
Yes, let's do it.
But we're going to let these people know, you know, if you're looking to start your fitness journey, you're looking to take your fitness journey to the next level, you know, whatever it is, here at Oxfit, we have amazing coaches, an incredible community, and this is the best place that you could imagine to help you achieve your goals, with the support and the love and the encouragement of everybody that's here. I know it from experience. Lauren, I'm sure you know it from experience as well. So it's like, stop waiting. Don't waste another day. Don't spend another 100 days. Come, let us be your coach.
Let's go. Let's
comment below. Comment below. Let us send you a free week. Like, subscribe, DM us, message us. Ooh, flex. Hold on. Let's flex. Let's go.
By Oxfit.